Hi guys, Jeb here with Earth and Turf. We are going to go over on the 415 model tightening the belt and adjusting. This one has been out a little bit and is back at the shop here right now. I think we have about 40 hours on here. So one of the things that I do want to draw out is if you've got sand that you're running through the material as opposed to a light material like compost, sometimes the belt can break in or stretch a little bit, so you may need to tighten it up to reduce a little bit of the flaps. So first point we're going to go to is right here on the side. And as we get in close, you can see the belt under here. Now this is already tensioned pretty well. That's a little bit floppy in the middle there, so I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit for the sake of the video. The tool that you'll need is a 15/16 wrench, and that's really everything. You can use an adjustable or something else, however this is the easiest. So simple things that you're going to do right here, you have a lock nut, and then you have the bolt that pushes the actual bearing for your roller that runs the belt. So we're going to loosen the lock nut first. I'm just going to grab a hold there and pull upward like so. And it's probably pretty tight. That's a good thing. And I'm going to go about that far. Just back it off a little bit. That way you have plenty of space to work. Now, I'm going to go on here onto the bolt, and I'm going to do the same amount of turns on this side. Just keep track of what I do and do it on the other side. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, one thing I want to point out, those weren't full revolution turns. That was just bringing the wrench from the top to the bottom. Topmost point to the bottommost point. It's not that important how much it is necessarily. It's more important that you keep track and just make sure you're not tightening too far. You know, you don't want to do like 10 or 20 turns. You want to make sure that you take it in bite-sized portions. So I'm just going to run this back, and you can see this belt's relatively tight there. I don't know how you can see that, but that's where we want it to be. I'm going to tighten the lock nut like so and just push down, and you can tighten that pretty well. Now we're going to come to the other side. Alright, and this side is still floppy. You can even see, I can push the belt to where you can see it right there. You should have a tighter belt here. Of course it's tight on the other side, but I need to tighten this side as well in sync. So I'm going to put the wrench on and loosen like so. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So we're spinning downward on this side because it's flip-flopped. All right, and then I'm just going to get on here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll do 5. All right, that last one wasn't quite as much as the other ones, but that's all right. I'm going to touch nice and tight. That's very taut there. So that takes a lot of effort to push it that far. That may be a little tighter than it needs to be. However, it'll be okay on this unit. We're just running around here for now, so nothing we need to keep track of. I'm going to take this wrench and tighten down my lock nut again. Don't be afraid to crank on that to make sure that the bearing's not going to slide anymore. From there, if it's out of position, we have some other videos on that, how to track the belt and everything. You can test and make sure. So right here, I'll fire it up. I'm going to flip my toggle switch on like so, and then I'm going to press this button, which will cycle the belt. So there you can see it's cycling, the brush is moving in the front. You can see right here what's going on. I'm going to be careful not to stick my wrench in here, but that roller is spinning well. The belt's not walking both ways. Rotating underneath there. I'll stop. Shut this off. And then I'll check and see. There you go. Nice and tight. We don't have a crease in the middle, which would be a sign of wearing unevenly. Maybe the V-guide got out of position. You can also always check your sides, which would be right here, and just make sure there's not excessive wear coming from that side. That would be basically that it's walking to one side or the other and scraping the wall of spreader. Very simple, just a simple video on how to tighten the belt. For other videos on how to clean it and how to maintain other aspects of it, check out our YouTube channel or feel free to ask us directly. Thanks.